All right, today we're going to dive into a story that's, well, it's pretty simple on the surface, but it has this really profound lesson for anyone out there who's ever felt just totally lost. You know that feeling, right? When you feel completely adrift, like you're just stuck. You've got all this drive, all this ambition, but you have no idea where to point it. It is so frustrating. And that feeling? That's exactly where our story kicks off. So let's meet our main character, a young guy named Jack. And here's the thing about Jack. He's not lazy or uninspired, not at all. It's actually the opposite. He's got all this ambition, but it's just colliding head-on with this massive wall of confusion about what to do with his life. I mean, look at his struggle. He has all the right stuff, He's curious, he's ambitious, but the world just feels huge, overwhelming. And he's stuck in this loop, just desperate for some kind of sign, any sign, to show him the way to a meaningful path. And then, just like in all the best stories, right? A random encounter completely changes the game. Jack's out wandering, and he comes across this old man by a river, just fishing. And this guy, he just radiates this incredible sense of peace, the exact kind of peace Jack is craving. So Jack just spills everything, right? He tells the old man all his frustrations. And the old man, he just listens. He doesn't give him some complicated, 10-step program for success. Nope. He just points to the river and shares a really simple but powerful analogy. And what he says is this: life is like this river. Think about that. It's not a straight road. It's always moving, always changing course. It might rush, it might slow to a crawl, but it's always moving forward. That chaos you feel, it's not an obstacle. It's just part of the flow. So here's the philosophy of the river in a nutshell. Success isn't about fighting the current. It's not about trying to force your way upstream or build a dam to make life fit your plan. It's all about learning to adapt, to navigate the water you're actually in. It's about adaptation, not pure resistance. Now this is where it gets interesting. The old man doesn't just give advice. He actually does something. He catches a fish, and then, just like that, he hands it over to Jack. Now, this isn't just about getting a free meal. This is part one of the lesson. So Jack takes the fish, and as he's cooking it, you can just imagine the wheels turning in his head. And he has this realization, a real light bulb moment. The lesson isn't just about sitting back and passively accepting whatever comes your way. He breaks it down into two core principles. Number one, adapt to the current. Okay, that's the whole go with the flow idea we've been talking about. But number two is just as crucial. Accept the gifts. You have to be open and ready for those new opportunities when they just appear. Okay, so this is the real turning point in the story. Because, having an idea is great, but actually living it, that's a whole different ballgame. Jack gets it now. He can't just sit around thinking about the river. He has to get back to it himself. Yeah, he realizes with crystal clarity that passively accepting things isn't the whole story. It's not enough to just watch from the sidelines. Getting a fish handed to him was a start, but it wasn't the real lesson. He had to learn the river for himself. So what does he do? The very next day, he's back at the river. But this time is different. He's not just there to watch. He's got his own fishing line. This is a massive shift, right? He's going from being a bystander to being an active player in his own life. And then it happens. He's there, he's patient, he's feeling the flow of the river, and bam! A massive tug on his line. You can feel the rush of excitement, right? He fights it, he's determined, and he reels in this absolutely huge fish, way bigger than the one the old man gave him. And this wasn't a gift, this was an accomplishment. So that brings us to the big payoff, the great reward. We've got two fish here, but they represent two totally different but still connected parts of the journey. Let's really break this down. The first fish, that was a gift. It was a lesson he received. And it was super important, don't get me wrong. It sparked an idea, it showed him what was possible. But that second fish, that was an accomplishment. That was the lesson applied. And it did more than show possibility. It proved his own capability. And that right there is what builds real, lasting confidence. And from that day forward, that was it. That one single experience, that moment of applying what he learned, it changed everything. Jack finally figured out how to move through life with a sense of purpose and peace. He wasn't fighting the current anymore. He was mastering the art of flowing with it, and he never looked back.
So, Jack's story is a really powerful metaphor, isn't it? It's not just about him, it's about us. And it leaves us with a pretty big question to think about. In the flow of your own life, what is your river teaching you? What currents are you fighting against? And maybe, just maybe, what gifts are you missing along the way?